Have you ever stopped to think that the biggest danger in old age might not be what everyone talks about? It's not just high blood pressure, cholesterol, or diabetes. Believe it or not, sometimes the real risk lies in the subtle details most people ignore until it's too late. And that's exactly what we need to talk about today. If you love someone over 70, ignoring these signs could cost you dearly, very dearly. What's most alarming is that often these little signs are brushed off as normal aging. And that's when we lose the chance to act at the right time. Missing the early warning signs can turn a life full of possibilities into a race against time. But don't worry. Today I'll show you the 5 hidden signs you need to watch for, and more importantly, how to spot them before they spiral out of control. Trust me, knowing this could literally save the longevity and quality of life of someone you love. So let me ask you, are you ready to see beyond the obvious? Because those who learn to recognize these quiet warnings earn something most people never will: the real ability to protect, to transform, and to guarantee much happier days for those who have walked a long journey through life. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share could completely change how you look at aging. Sudden changes in behavior in older adults are like whispers from life itself, warning us that something isn't right. That lively, storytelling loved one may suddenly become apathetic, angry, or withdrawn without any clear reason. And here's the thing: families often chalk it up to old age, when in reality, it's a silent cry for help. Longevity and quality of life depend on catching these early red flags, because they're like a fever before a full-blown infection. The body and mind are signaling for urgent attention. Picture a grandfather who used to watch every soccer match and laugh out loud, now barely caring who's playing. Or a chatty aunt suddenly spending hours alone in her room. These shifts don't happen without a reason. That's why we need active, loving observation, not paranoia, but compassion. Here's a practical tip: set up a weekly conversation ritual. Ask about their favorite hobbies and pay close attention to changes in tone, energy, or the light in their eyes. The third age deserves sensitive, not judgmental, care. Behavior changes could stem from hidden infections like UTIs, depression, or medication side effects. Families and caregivers play a crucial role. Observe without invading, respect without neglecting. Supporting longevity isn't just about exercise and healthy eating. It's about nurturing emotional and mental health too. Practical suggestion: encourage light, uplifting reading, classics like The Little Prince or heartwarming short stories that spark joy. Not all behavior shifts show up as sadness. Sometimes it's bursts of anger, impatience, or an eerie passivity. When someone's personality changes color like that, it means the internal flame is burning differently. Small activities like crossword puzzles, memory games, and daily conversations full of detail are powerful tools to keep that spark alive, protecting longevity and quality of life every step of the way. And keep an eye on self-care habits. A once proud grandfather who now doesn't bother shaving, or a stylish grandmother who no longer reaches for her lipstick. These small daily give-ups are alarm bells for fading motivation. The answer? Invitations, not pressure. A spontaneous trip to the hairdresser, a small gift like a new perfume, or a sincere compliment can revive their zest for life. When you spot these changes, act swiftly but gently. Why not propose memory-filled activities? Creating a family photo album, assembling a puzzle with old photos, or listening to nostalgic music can rekindle positive emotions. The third age is fertile ground for joy. We just have to plant the right seeds, mixing patience, creativity, and love. And don't underestimate the environment's role. A dark, silent, unstimulating home can slowly extinguish the soul. A vase of fresh flowers, a cheerful painting, or the smell of fresh coffee in the morning can transform the atmosphere and nurture longevity. True quality of life lives in the invisible, everyday gestures. And speaking of invisible signs, sometimes the body sends physical warnings too, subtle, quiet, but just as serious. Let's dive into one of them next, one that's often overlooked but can be a ticking time bomb. Few things are more deceptive in old age than sudden, unexplained weight loss or loss of appetite. When someone who always enjoyed their meals suddenly nibbles or refuses favorite foods, that's a huge red flag. And here's the scary part. Many families see it as a good thing, saying, "Oh, they're eating less, staying light." but it's often the first sign of something serious brewing: infections, depression, or chronic illnesses. Longevity and quality of life go hand in hand with proper nutrition. In the third age, the body doesn't recover like it used to. Lack of nutrients can quickly trigger immunity collapse, muscle loss, anemia, and even speed up hidden diseases. If clothes suddenly hang loose or belts need tightening without lifestyle changes, it's time to see a doctor. It's not overreacting. It's being emotionally intelligent to preserve longevity. And loss of appetite shows up beyond the dinner table. Disinterest in snacks, fruits, water, or desserts are serious signs. Want to stimulate appetite naturally? Serve colorful, textured, aromatic meals. A plate of grilled salmon, sweet potato puree, and sautéed veggies can rekindle a love for food and life. Taste buds also dull with age, further reducing appetite. Here's a secret weapon: fresh herbs, olive oil, and a splash of lemon can turn bland meals into sensory experiences. Better yet, involve your loved one in the kitchen. Even just tossing a salad reconnects them with life's flavors and rhythms, boosting quality of life. If appetite loss comes with unusual fatigue or sleepiness, it's another urgent sign. Gentle activities like a short walk around the block before meals can stimulate hunger naturally. In the third age, movement is as vital as rest. Sometimes, eating difficulties aren't about appetite but physical challenges: chewing pain, loose dentures, shaky hands. That's why softer foods like rich soups, mashed vegetables, and fruit smoothies can be game changers for keeping nutrition up and frustration down. The emotional link with food matters too. Many elders eat less out of sadness, loneliness, or feeling irrelevant. Mealtimes that once meant family and laughter can feel empty. Invite your loved one to community meals, themed dinners, or special family Sundays, restoring not just nutrition, but emotional vitality. If you spot unexplained weight loss or food disinterest, don't shrug it off. It's a silent cry for help. And speaking of silent cries, there's another even sneakier sign we need to talk about next: confusion and memory lapses that go way beyond just aging. When we talk about mental confusion in older adults, many people quickly say, "Oh, it's normal to forget things when you're older." But it's not that simple. There's a huge difference between forgetting where you left your glasses and forgetting you already had lunch twice. Spotting that line between normal aging and serious warning signs is crucial for longevity and quality of life. Think about it. Forgetting a neighbor's name once in a while? Normal. Forgetting how to get home after decades? Major warning sign. When forgetfulness disrupts daily life, paying bills, cooking, remembering appointments, it's time to take action. Confusion can show up in strange ways. Waking up at night thinking it's morning, getting lost in familiar neighborhoods, mixing up timelines. Laughing it off might seem harmless, but it's a plea for help. Practical advice: encourage brain activities. Daily reading, The Old Man and the Sea is a great one. Crossword puzzles, storytelling, anything that keeps neurons firing. And don't forget, many causes of confusion are reversible: infections, hormone imbalances, medication side effects. Never assume memory loss is just old age without a medical checkup. Plus, hydration is key. Dehydration can mimic dementia symptoms. Structured routines also help tremendously. Having set times for waking, eating, walking, and relaxing gives comfort and security. Even small rituals, morning music, post-lunch walks, movie afternoons, anchor the mind and spark joy, preserving longevity and quality of life. It's also vital to handle memory lapses with love, not correction. Forgetting a grandchild's name? Don't scold. Laugh, hug, and focus on the joy of being together. Emotional safety is just as important as mental sharpness. Home adjustments matter too. Night lights, labeled drawers, organized spaces all create a safer environment for someone battling confusion. True longevity isn't just living long, it's living with dignity. And speaking of dignity, sometimes confusion comes hand in hand with a physical symptom that's even more dangerous: sudden trouble walking and frequent falls. Let's talk about that next. When a senior who once moved confidently suddenly starts stumbling, clinging to furniture, or falling without clear reason, it's time to sound the alarm. Little falls may seem harmless at first, but they're flashing warning lights. Something inside the body is slipping out of balance. Longevity isn't just about living longer. It's about maintaining independence and safety. A small stumble today could lead to serious consequences tomorrow if we don't act in time. Imagine a woman who, just last week, was happily shopping at the market, now hesitant to leave the house because the floor feels unsteady. Or an uncle who loved dancing, now gripping walls just to reach the kitchen. These changes don't happen for no reason. They often point to neurological, muscular, vestibular issues, or medication side effects. Acting early can prevent fractures, hospital stays, and irreversible damage to quality of life. Watch the small details. Are they shuffling their feet? Swaying without reason? Pausing before standing up? These microsignals tell the story. If an elder hesitates or steadies themselves before walking, it's often due to dizziness or muscle weakness, and that demands action to protect longevity. Good news, there's a lot we can do to prevent falls. Gentle physiotherapy, morning stretches, and assisted walks, even around the living room, are fantastic investments. Practical tip? Try simple balance exercises, like standing on one foot near a chair for 10 seconds, and increase the time gradually. It's fun, confidence-building, and vital for strength. Environment matters too. Loose rugs, scattered cables, poor lighting. These are hidden traps. A safer home saves lives. Anti-slip mats, grab bars in bathrooms, night lights in hallways. Small changes that bring enormous peace of mind for both the elder and the family. And let's not forget the emotional impact. Losing mobility often triggers shame, fear, and frustration. It takes wisdom and patience to encourage without overwhelming. Set small goals, celebrate every little victory, and remind them every day that independence is still possible, even if it looks different now. Nutrition also plays a massive role. A diet rich in lean proteins, calcium, vitamin D, and magnesium keeps bones and muscles strong. Simple additions like yogurt, eggs, salmon, spinach, and nuts can make all the difference. Plus, daily safe sun exposure, before 10 a.m. or after 4 p.m., boosts natural vitamin D production. If you notice these signs, stumbling, slow walking, sudden loss of strength, take action. Because sometimes, right after mobility issues, a deeper, quieter danger appears. The light in their eyes begins to fade. And that's what we need to explore next. Few things are more heartbreaking than seeing someone you love, who once had a spark in their eyes, now staring blankly, disconnected from life. An empty gaze isn't just sadness. It's often a soul quietly detaching from the joy of living. True longevity isn't about surviving years. It's about keeping hope alive in the heart. When interest in life fades, it's a serious red flag demanding swift and thoughtful action. This disinterest rarely comes out of nowhere. It builds after multiple losses, friends gone, family drifted, declining health. Suddenly, the world feels smaller, duller. The elder who once lit up around grandchildren now barely reacts. The avid gardener or music lover now leaves windows closed. When life loses its color, we must act, not with pity, but with purpose. How to reignite that inner fire. Involve them in small, meaningful projects. Plant a herb garden, cook an old family recipe, create photo albums with story-sharing sessions. Reviving positive memories stirs the embers inside. Even inviting them to help make simple household decisions, like planning a trip or organizing a shopping list, restores purpose and a sense of belonging, both critical for quality of life. Socialization is another lifeline. Loneliness is a silent poison in the third age. Encourage outings, reading clubs, gentle fitness classes, or simple walks in the park. Many towns offer free activities for seniors. Go find them. And if there's a local senior university near you, suggest enrolling. Learning new skills is a shot of energy for mind and soul. Never underestimate the power of small gestures. A surprise phone call, a handwritten letter, a spontaneous drive to watch the sunset. These small seeds of affection bloom where sadness once tried to root. Longevity thrives on daily love, not just on medical charts. Sometimes, though, persistent disinterest signals depression. If loving actions and activities don't lift the mood, don't hesitate to seek professional help. Psychologists, psychiatrists, occupational therapists, they're crucial allies in restoring life's color. Asking for help isn't weakness, it's wisdom. The third age deserves every chance to rediscover joy. And here's a golden secret. Laughter heals. Watching comedies, telling silly stories, creating fun, spontaneous moments. Laughter builds invisible bridges back to happiness. Movies like The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel or The Bucket List are wonderful starting points. Longevity shines brightest when the soul can still laugh. If your loved one's eyes seem to have lost their spark, don't lose hope. Acting now, with attention, creativity, and love, can reopen the door to vibrant, meaningful days. And speaking of taking action, let's reflect for a moment. Everything we discussed here leads to one powerful choice. Will you just watch life happen, or will you help create a better journey for them? So, tell me, after everything you've learned today, are you still going to brush off subtle changes in the elderly as just aging? Or will you choose to see every small sign as a golden chance to protect and uplift those you love most? Longevity and quality of life aren't accidents. They're built every single day with heart, attention, and courage. If you had the chance to change the course of a loved one's life, would you take it? Or would you leave it up to luck and hope for the best? Reality is simple. Those who ignore these warning signs often live with regret. Those who act live with peace of mind. Which side of that story do you want to be on? Now, tell me in the comments. Which of these signs have you already seen in someone close to you? Which one hit you hardest today? I want to hear your story, because together, we can build a true movement of care and transformation for those who've already given so much. And hey, don't stop here. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and join us on this journey toward more wisdom, more longevity, and a better quality of life for all. Because those who learn to care today will harvest love and gratitude tomorrow. And that, my friend, is what makes life truly worth living.